Hey Sukriti, it's so wonderful connecting with you. I know our life is all around magic these days, isn't it? And you are that magical person in so many people's lives, Sukriti. You've been guiding people to manifestation and transformation for years. But let's go a little back and let me ask this to you that what got you on this path of mindset and manifestation, Sukriti? You've helped more than 500 people, like plus people. But how did this whole thing start? What made you come towards this?
Um, okay. First of all, thank you for saying such kind words for me. It really made me feel special. Second, yes, like any other person, I wanted to figure myself out. I wanted to discover myself. Who am I? What is my identity beyond my name? And it started in 2013 when I actually um, found my guru, and that's where my spiritual journey had started. And I'm so lucky that I was just 18 or 19. I was just starting out life in the real world. And that was the time where everything was falling in place for me, though I was not able to figure out what was happening around me and happening inside me. But that's where it started. So for next few years I was working on myself. I was running a business. I was just like any other person, I was just chasing my dreams. I was hustling for my dreams, for the kind of life that I wanted to live, for the kind of life that I wanted to show to the world that, even a girl can do things for herself. She doesn't have to wait for things or wait for somebody else to do it for her. So that's where it all began. And yeah,
Amazing.
it's still going.
Wonderful. There's a long way to go, I know, but the journey started at a very promising age. And in such small age, Sukriti, you've already created a nice framework. You've helped so many people to heal their finances, relationships, and whatnot. But talk us about little bit about your signature program, which is quantum magnetism method. What exactly is this, and how is it different from any typical manifestation practices that people know?
Right. So, okay, I'll connect it with the last question that you had, asked me. So till 2020, I was in a different business and I was not even aware about all this law of attraction, manifestation, or anything. Uh, I was just aligned with my goals and I was manifesting a lot of things. So I have always worked from home, right? And people have this perception that, if you're working from home, you will not get the kind of opportunities that you can get through networking events, or when you can go out. So the kind of opportunities that came to me were really, really mind-blowing opportunities. I was just sitting at home one day and there is this call from a stylist from PTC Network, which was formerly ATC Network, which is a prominent channel in North India, Punjabi channel. I don't know where she got my number from. And she said that, would you like to design for a Bollywood actress who is going to be on panel as a judge for a reality show? I said, why not? Just like that, I was manifesting a lot of things, be it clients overseas, and it was all organic. I have never run ads. I have never gone to a lot of networking events. Like there are some networking, chains, BNI and all there are more like that, right? I've never been to these places. But the kind of opportunities that I got, I was able to make my own brand, which was Guzarish Creations earlier. So when 2020 arrived and the world had stopped by default, I realized I have anxiety, which I was not aware about earlier because I was continuously running for the next thing, right? Now we were placed in a situation where you don't know what the next thing is. You have to live in the present. You have to deal with what is in front of you. And that's when I realized I have anxiety and I get panic attacks also, which I didn't know, but I figured out that something inside my body is not right. I was not able to explain it to people. I was constantly getting into the fights with family, with friends, but I was not able to express them what was going inside me. So every night for, I think for 2 years, every night that I was going to bed, my heart was pounding so fast and so loudly that I felt like it will come out. I was not able to breathe properly. I often used to, whenever somebody is shouting around me, I used to get really, fearful from inside. Maybe outside I'm showing them I'm fighting back, but from inside I used to feel very fearful. So I started working on myself, and I went back, I realized what all things have been kept in my subconscious mind. And as human beings, we have been taught that, you have to be strong. But nobody likes to live a strong life. Everybody wants a soft life, right? That's the life that makes us happy. किसी भी इंसान को ये नहीं अच्छा लगेगा कि बुरे experiences हो, and then you have to be a stronger version of you. But a lot of things had happened in my life which I kept on, moving on from that. Okay, let it be. ऐसे ही होता है, दुनिया ऐसी है, society ऐसी है, this and that. I kept on being my strong self till the point I couldn't be strong anymore. Till the point I felt like, no, now I'm breaking down. Now, even when I want to be strong, I can't pretend that I'm a strong person. My real self is coming out, because now whatever I was collecting inside my mind, or inside my heart, it's overflowing. I cannot hold on to the things that have happened, and it's hurting me. And it has started hurting people around me as well, because I am not able to respect them. I'm being disrespectful towards them even when I don't want to. I am being frustrated. I am shouting at people. I'm somebody who I'm not. So I started healing myself. Now, when I started healing myself, I realized that there are a lot of people around me who are actually creating a version of them who they are not. Because we are conditioned like that you have to be strong. Even families teach this to each other. Families nowadays are not teaching, if you have any problem, let's just sit and talk. There is this one thing that you have to be strong if you want to survive in this world. You have to let go things. But the thing is that, okay, subconsciously, consciously we let go things, but subconsciously the inner child knows how he or she has felt. And that becomes an experience for that person. That becomes a part of their vibration if they don't release it. So that is what was happening with me. Now, when I started healing myself, and this, awakening came that around me, there are a lot of people. And if I want to heal myself, I really have to start talking about it. So I started, on 12th September 2021, I had posted on my personal Instagram that, I'll be helping people manifest. Because by this time, I realized that I am not a healer. I cannot present myself as a healer. I can show them that, I am somebody who can teach you manifestation. Because I had an experience of manifesting a lot of things with ease. I did not chase things, it just came to me. So I just posted it, and within first week, I got 5 clients, right? Now, while I was working on myself, I realized that there is a lot of wrong information about manifestation on YouTube, on Instagram. There are a lot of self-proclaimed coaches who are teaching techniques. But manifestation is not about techniques. If you're doing techniques, you're actually doing something. You're not being.
Beautiful.
Manifestation is all about being. Now, I realized, so while, like I told you, that, I was continuously working on myself since 2013, and now it was too much, because earlier I was working on a very surface level. I was being positive. I was not giving any negative energy to people, but I was accumulating that, right? So I realized that if I will let go all these things, I am a manifester. I am a creator. Now, how to let go these things? I have to heal myself. I have to pick every instance that has hurted me, and I have to heal that till the teeth. I have to go to the root cause of it, that, okay, if something didn't work out for me, let's say a client. So I realize that I am a manifester, okay? All I have to do is heal myself. Because while I'm not healing myself, I am letting it condition my mind. And subconscious mind is something which registers every information, everything that I see, I hear, I touch, everything. Until and unless I use my conscious mind to remove those things which are not right. Right? So to give an example, it's like my mind is my home. And if I am keeping, if I'm inviting some enemies in my home and I'm also inviting my friends, what will happen? They will fight with each other and I will be troubled. So I realized that, okay, if I want, I have to choose one thing. And for that, I have to go within and I have to realize and I have to understand what are the things that I want to keep and continue doing, and what are the things that I have to release. So I had to release my experiences that I had been going through and I have been collecting, right? And that is what my method is about. It's not about techniques. It's not about any ritual. It's not about affirmations, scripting, visualization. No, I don't do it. I don't teach it. I teach alignment. And alignment comes when your mind, body, and spirit is one. If you're thinking something else, feeling something else, that's why you are feeling anxious, because your mind is saying something else and your feelings are something else. So something is wrong with you. You are not understanding what to keep in your mind and what not to keep. So that is why I created this method wherein people will heal themselves. Now, the second part of it is that people ask that, or people often have this in their mindset that, okay, healing तो हम किसी से करवा भी सकते हैं. The thing is, when there are two aspects of it. When you are getting yourself healed by somebody else, they will heal you to the extent they are healing themselves. They are able to tap within their own consciousness. And second, when you let somebody give access to your inner world, if they are not, because at the end of the day, that's a human being who is going to heal you. And they also go through their own journey. So if they are not in the right mindset while healing you, you will absorb their energy, and their traumas, their personal journey will become yours. And you will not even realize. No matter how far you are, how close you are, it is how it works, because we all are one. We come from the same source, right? So this was the reason that I created this method wherein people should learn how to heal themselves, how to work on their traumas themselves, how to work on their experiences. I don't even use this word anymore. It just came out naturally, trauma. There's nothing called trauma. It's all experiences. And the moment we release the experience, it's released. The more we use wrong words like trauma, ghosting, this and that, we are creating more of that energy field around us. So it's very important to understand, and these are very small things that people don't realize. So this was my aim behind this method, that I have to make people tap into their consciousness. Every person knows their solution. It's just that they need to tap into their side where they can see the solution. That's it. I don't have to give them the solution. I have to show them how to look out for the solution themselves.
Amazing, Sukriti. This is beautiful, very, very deep and very like as you said, I have to be aligned, and you are demonstrating that you're not copying what others are copying, that I've taken something from here and there and there. No, you are only teaching what you've experienced. You've analyzed things by yourself, and based on that, you've created a system that works. And why it works? Because it works for you, and it's a proven system, right? Beautiful, Sukriti. Hats off to you. I'm so happy to talk to you, because you are one person who's really walking the talk. It's not just some concept we've learned from here and there, and we are, talking about it. So, Sukriti, in your journey, the way you have achieved so many things, you must have had so many clients who worked with you, right? Any one story that has touched you very deeply personally, and how that particular person got a certain transformation in their journey, if you would like to share that.
Yes, of course. There are two actually transformative stories which really touched me and which really gave me the confidence that I am on the right path, right? One of them being, like I told you, that I posted it on my personal Instagram, and within first week I got 5 organic clients, out of which 2 were from US. They didn't follow me. I don't know how they got that post, and they just reached out to me. Out of that, one woman was trying to um, conceive since 7 years. She had tried IVF, she had tried everything. Nothing was working for her. We started working, and within 4 weeks, she conceived. Like she was trying for 7 years. Doctors had given up, but within 4 weeks, she conceived. And like that, I have two success stories, same success stories. I have two of two women, right? Then there was this, I mean, that person was not my client. I don't want to, put it forward like that. But this person was, there was this girl on my Facebook who was from US again, and she had her uncle admitted in the hospital because he was in coma for 7 days. She reached out to me. We didn't know each other. It was just a, casual friendship that we had on Facebook. She reached out to me and she asked me, she was following my work, and she asked me that, is there anything that we can do so that he comes out of coma? Because doctors have given him some wrong medicine due to which he's in coma. And it's been 7 days. I said, you know what? He's not in coma. His body is in coma. His subconscious mind is working. I just had to say this. Her energy shifted. She told her mom, who was close to that person in the hospital, and within 72 hours, that person was out of coma. I never met that person, but she reached out to me again and she told me that, you know what, he's out of coma. So these are the kind of stories that gave me that confidence that, you know what, whatever I'm doing it right. I just have to be a channel for the universe to let things happen through me. And I
Often,
kept on.
Sukriti, people don't realize the power of these little words. What I loved in this conversation is when you said it's not trauma, it's experience.
Yeah.
It's not that he is in coma, it's his body that is in coma, it's his subconscious is active. Now people don't even realize what is the power of using they so casually use these words. Like, is anybody even stopping and even thinking about what is the word I just used to somebody else or to my own self? I mean, the way we are blocking, imagine somebody coming out of a coma in 72 hours just by a shift of word that shifted the energy field of that girl and then the mom. So beautiful, Sukriti. I think this is very inspiring. This, a lot of people should listen to us and they should take away some things from this whole conversation. Sukriti, also a lot of people would be listening to us. So what is your one thing, let's say they feel stuck, they're feeling somewhere, they don't have the money, they don't have the career, what is that one instant piece of advice you can give them which just releases everything from them and they could just start fresh?
The only thing that I want to tell them is that if you will not prioritize yourself, nothing would come. And when I say that, I don't mean to say when you don't prioritize your career, your health, your money, your relationship. No. What I mean to say is you have to sit with yourself and you have to spend time with yourself. What is going on inside you? A lot of time, people are running in their lives. If even if they need help, they are somebody who would say that, you know what, I don't have time for this, which is a very sad case because what are you here for? Your career, money, relationship, or anything is to the extent you are alive. And if you're not alive, nothing will matter. You are dying inside every single day. You are just working like a robot. You are showing up in the relationship, but you're not happy. You are looking out for career change or career options, but you're not happy. You need to ask yourself what makes you happy. And for that, you have to sit with yourself. You need to have a conversation with yourself. And that's exactly why I tell you, Meena, I have realized this that I cannot, bond with people over small talks. I cannot. I am a person who would be around a lot of people, but I'll be myself. Until and unless someone walks up to me or I walk up to somebody and we are having a deep conversation, even if we are meeting for the first time. I cannot I cannot connect with people on surface level. And that's because I don't connect with myself on surface level. I don't run in life. I ever since 2020, I have made it a point that career, money, relationship, and every other thing can wait. If I need help for myself, I'm going to give that help and time to myself.
Amazing.
If I'm not happy, I'm not happy. I'm not going to do anything. If I am not happy, I even cancel my calls with my clients. I am not happy, I can't come. And there is nothing wrong with that. Me being myself gives people that courage to be themselves. ये बोलना बहुत आसान होता है कि you should prioritize yourself. By prioritizing yourself, people are going for vacation, they are going to buy an iPhone, but that is not your source of happiness. वो सिर्फ एक नॉन लिविंग थिंग है. अगर आप खुश नहीं हो तो ये सब चीजें मैटर नहीं करेगी, और अगर आप खुश हो ना, हर चीज आपकी तरफ आएगी. बिकॉज वेन यू आर हैप्पी, यू आर इन द लाइट एनर्जी, यू आर नॉट फीलिंग हेवी, यू आर नॉट रिपेलिंग थिंग्स. When you are feeling heavy, you are actually repelling things. But when you're feeling lighter, things just come to you.
Beautiful.
One piece of advice is prioritize yourself. If in case you feel like, okay, today I cannot go to work and my boss will be angry with me, let it be. क्या होगा ज्यादा नौकरी चली जाएगी. There are so many opportunities out there. You are so full of skills. You have to believe in yourself. So prioritize yourself, your mental health, your emotional health, what you are consuming, what you are saying. इस चीज के लिए बहुत टाइम लगाना पड़ता है. और रिश्ते आजकल इसीलिए नहीं चलते, बीट क्लाइंट्स के साथ हो या फैमिली के साथ हो या आपके पार्टनर के साथ हो या किसी के साथ भी हो, क्योंकि आपका रिश्ता आपके साथ ठीक नहीं है और उसके लिए टाइम लगाना पड़ता है. सो दैट्स माई पीस ऑफ एडवाइस. प्लीज प्रायोरिटाइज योरसेल्फ. चाहे आप 10 मिनट अपने साथ बैठो, बिना कुछ करे, बिना स्क्रॉलिंग करे बैठो. अपने थॉट से भागो मत. योर There is nothing called negative thoughts. If you sit and if you observe, those are just the thoughts. You are giving them power and you are giving them meaning as negative and positive. And whenever, like you said, the power of using the right words. When you are saying it's a negative thought, you are running away from it. When you say it's just a thought, you will sit, you will analyze, and you will change it. And you will not even have to change it. Trust me. वो फ्लो के अपने आप ही चला जाएगा. वो थॉट वो रहेगा नहीं आपके सबकॉन्शियस. बट इसके लिए खुद के साथ बैठना पड़ता है, और लोगों के पास आजकल समय नहीं है. समय देना पड़ता है. यू हैव टू गिव योरसेल्फ टाइम.
And it's become so, the culture, the vibe, everything is going so much in that hustle space, na Sukriti, that there's so much of noise. Are mujhe ye bhi karna hai, wo bhi karna hai, wo bhi karna hai, So in that hustle, they feel that's the way to be, that's the way to prove my worth in the world. And these are some narratives people have bought and they are consuming and they are living that kind of life. And this is why the whole same story of that panic and anxiety and all this is becoming so common nowadays. So tell us, these people, everyone, that how do they balance this flow energy that you're talking about, and also the hustle and also the work. Let's say you've done a lot of work, you're working with a lot of people, you've written a book, you're doing events, a lot of things you've done, right? But not in the from the energy of hustle. There is a beautiful balance of divine masculine and feminine, and everything is happening in a very collaborative manner, which I can see in your journey. So how can they also achieve that space where they don't feel that I have to run and I have to strive and I have to work super hard? Of course we have to work, but from what space? So guide them on that, Sukriti, because I think that is what is going to create massive shift.
Again, this comes down to the fact that you have to know yourself first. A lot of people are hustling because they are extracting the kind of life that they want to live from somebody else. I want to do this because I like what he or she is doing. They are happy doing it, and it's not a hustle for them. But it could be a hustle for you because that could not be your journey. Every person is unique. आपको जानना पड़ेगा खुद को. You have to sit with yourself and ask yourself, what do I want? Right? So I was running a very successful business before this, and that was a fashion brand. Organically, I grew it. Work from home it was, but still I was able to expand it to a great extent. But when I got my purpose, I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision that, do I really want to run two businesses parallelly, or do I want to give all of my energy to one thing? Do I really want to do two things because it will make me more money, Or do I want to do one thing and make more money? So I had to sit with myself. If I had gone according to the conditioning and what everybody else is doing, I would have been running multiple businesses at the same time, and none of them would have been successful because my energy was scattered. So at every point, you have two choices. One, you look at somebody, you get inspired, and there is nothing wrong in getting inspired. But it's not necessary that what their life is, it's same for you. You know, there is somebody, let's say there is uh, Ghazal Alar. She is running 5 brands right now. If I have to figure out, okay, I will also run 5 brands, will it work for me? It won't. Because one, she's married and I'm not married. I don't have a partner to run 5 businesses with, right? Second, is she able to give the time to kids and to the, workplace? Yes, she is. Because she has a big team. But if I have to start today, will I be able to afford a big team of 200 and 300 people? No. So maybe I can see her and I can get that inspiration. Okay, one day I can do it. But do I really have to do it or do I really want to do it? Are two different things altogether. My journey is mine. I don't have to copy anybody's journey. My journey is mine. She is doing it because she extracts happiness out of it, or she has time. Maybe she's happy in her life and that's why she wants to expand, right? It's never the other way around. You cannot expand if you're hustling, if you're not happy, right? She is doing it because she has time. She is able to manage everything and she's happy. And she just have to do the leadership role. She's not managing everything. But what works for me, I have to sit with myself. I have to ask myself. So when I was at a place, I was at crossroads where I had to choose one thing. I said, now I found my purpose. No matter how much money I get, or if I make any money out of it or not, I'm going to do this because this gives me happiness. So money was a byproduct of this. I chose my happiness, right? This is what choosing yourself means. You cannot choose something based on materialistic aspect. I can go to this job because it's paying me more. I can go to this travel, destination because somebody else is going there. No. You have to discover your own self, what you like and what you don't like. Now, there are coaches who like to promote themselves and who like to position themselves as travel influencers who are traveling the world and who are also coaching people. But then, actually, they are not coaching anybody. They are actually becoming the embodiment of a travel content creator, and that is helping them make money because a lot of people want to travel. Yes. So, they are becoming an embodiment of that manifestation for a lot of people. But what a lot of people don't understand is this exactly what I can do and want to do? There are a lot of people in relationships who are preferring not to live with family, specifically girls. It's my choice. What do I want? Do I want to live with the family or do I want to live alone with my partner? What do I like? So, the advice or the guidance that I want to tell people is my guidance or advice never comes from, okay, this has worked for this person, do it. In fact, every client that I work with is a different client. Every client that I've worked with have different current reality, different experiences that they have gone through, different belief system, different status, different, everything is different. So sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is it that I want? The moment you have that clarity, okay, this makes me happy, and this is something that I don't want to do, and I'm okay to let that go. The moment you start learning, okay, I'm going to say no to this because this is what I want to say yes to, everything will come. Everything. So hustling and everything is actually not coming because people want to hustle. It's coming because they are inspired, they are influenced by the outcome of somebody else's life. But you have to create your life. You cannot predict that if I will also do it like that, I will also create content like that, I will be able to live a life like that. No. she's able to live that kind of life because her husband is supportive. What if there is a woman who wants to live that kind of life? And there are very practical examples of it. Women wants to live lavish lifestyle. They want to earn for themselves, but the partners say, no, if I am earning right, why do you have to go and hustle? And this has become a conditioning for women. And I don't see, I also got caught up in that. But now that I've grown out of that, time zone, I have realized that why do I have to hustle? I want peace in my life. I want to live in the moment. I don't want to keep running out of moments. So, if you want to live in the moment, if you want to catch, there are so many people who are earning a lot of money, but they are not able to sit and feel grateful that, you know what, this is what I've done. They are continuously running after the next best thing. So, ask yourself the moment I sat with myself, no, after 2020, I realized that a lot of my goals came from the fact that I was trying to prove myself to people. And that is why I was hustling. Because I was trying to get that validation from people. Oh my God, you have done so much. You have done so great. It's like, no, that's not the way of life. I have to validate myself. And how that time also I was validating myself. But my way to validate myself was very different than how I validate myself. If today I am only working for 2 hours, I'm happy and I'm validating myself that you have done such a wonderful job. You don't have to work, whole day. But that time, I couldn't give myself even 1 minute. There was no concept of weekends. There was no concept of socializing, nothing. I was only working like a robot. And what had happened initially that gave me happiness, but eventually I was drained. And that's why I was anxious. So there is nothing. What do you want to achieve out of hustle? At the end of the day, we all are going to die. We all are going to die. And that's the truth that I have accepted. So I want to live my life my way, slowly, steadily. It's okay. I wrote my book. I had started writing my book in 2020, right? I couldn't complete it. In 2025, I started going to a mall. I sat there for 30 days and I wrote my book. It took me 30 days because I was completely focused. So the thing is that focus on becoming productive, not a hustler. If your energy is in place, you can complete your task faster. You can achieve your goals faster. If you're continuously hustling, you are draining your battery. And that's exactly why all your energy, all your time is getting, wasted in upgrading your energy, getting discharged like that. So I don't think so that you should look at people and seek inspiration from them. I think you should be somebody who should be an inspiration for others. And that's what it is. Any successful person, if you ask them, they are the embodiment of inspiration. They are not getting inspired. Whenever you see anybody's interview, like Shah Rukh Khan, he never talks about who his inspiration is. Never. He says, there's no one like me. Because he has discovered himself. He has understood what kind of life he wants to live. He has understood what kind of people makes him happy, what kind of environment makes him happy. So that's exactly why he has such a good fan following. Nobody in India has that kind of fan following because he is focused on himself. He's discovering himself every single time. And no matter what he does, romance ho, love story ho, kisi conference mein jaake he is giving his speech, people like everything about him because he has created that aura by focusing on himself. So it's
So
up to you. If you want to seek inspiration and be yet another person in this world, please do that. But if you want that people should look up to you and seek inspiration from you, you have to stop looking outside and you have to discover yourself. So that advice, I think, should work for people. I mean, it's going to work, but what I mean to say is that I hope that people get it because me saying it and people not getting it will not get them the result that they are looking
but
for.
the fact that somebody will hear this, what you just said, no, Sukriti, and they just be there for a while, they understand it to the depth of their heart. it will create some magic. I can really tell that with conviction. Now, the
It
next question is
definitely.
very uh, exciting because it might trigger you a little bit. But tell me something. You are a manifestation coach, and of course, we always have, something. The way I want to make things happen, and the way you want to experience life, all of that. But have there been instances where you are trying to manifest something and you haven't been able to? How did you approach that space for your own self?
Yes, a lot of things. A lot of things. Because, see, even when we are spiritual beings, we are human beings. We are living a human life, right? And 95% of our life is influenced by what is happening around us. Like I said previously, that we get influenced by what is happening around us, right? So, relationship is something where I've always had a heart up. And so I was not consciously manifesting it, but I was unconsciously manifesting people in my life who were cheating on me. And I did not understand it till 2020. Why is it happening? Right? I always had this mindset that, okay, let me focus on my career and whosoever, is for me would come along. This mindset was very wrong. I actually attracted people who actually connected with me because of my success. They couldn't do, they couldn't go beyond how I was presenting myself, because there is a depth in every human being. And if you want to manifest a relationship, a romantic relationship, you need a person who is ready to go to that depth with you, right? So I was not able to, though I was not consciously manifesting it, but every time we are manifesting something, even if we are not, because our energy attracts things.
Yes.
And I was badly triggered in 2020. Now your question did not trigger me. At that time, I was badly triggered because there was this instant wherein I called up one of my friends to wish her happy birthday. And we were having a normal discussion. And she said, "Tujhe kabhi koi nahi milne wala." And that triggered me. That shook me up. It's like, मुझ में क्या कमी है कि मुझे कोई नहीं मिलने वाला? I am a very old school kind of person. I am not, if even if things didn't work out previously with people, I was never the one who cheated on people. I was never the one who constantly, was insecure and getting onto their nerves. I was never like that. And that's true. And that's when I started manifesting and working on myself consciously, that now I want a relationship. No matter how long it is going to take, I want a right relationship. Because what you are ignoring, you are actually choosing. So I was ignoring this aspect of my life. Because मैं एक चीज भी बताती हूँ आपको, इंडियन फैमिलीज में ना, when it comes to relationships, romantic relationships, 95% of the families are always against the relationships. वो बचपन से ही सिखाते हैं ये नहीं करना, ऐसे नहीं करना, तो हमारे माइंड में वो कंडीशनिंग ये होती है कि ये तो अपने आप ही होती है, हम इसके लिए हमें कुछ करना नहीं पड़ेगा, जबकि ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. As much as money is important in your life, your romantic relationship is equally important. Because if it's not, there are days when you are going to be drained, and who you are going to extract your energy from? Your partner. Your partner will have that, you know, power to lift you
Support
up.
system, yes.
Yeah. So I also came from that space because, of course, वो जनरेशनल चीजें हैं. हम लोग इंडियन फैमिलीज में बैठ के ना पैसे की बात करते हैं कि पैसा कैसे कमाना है, क्या ठीक है तुम्हारे लिए करियर ऑप्शन, बट वी डोंट टॉक अबाउट रोमांटिक रिलेशनशिप्स वेयर
No,
इन
we won't.
this is also equally important. This is going to give you some sort of contentment in life. And that's exactly why there are a lot of divorces happening nowadays. There
Absolutely,
are a
yes.
lot of cheating happening. There are, because Indian families don't sit and talk about it.
Absolutely, yes.
Whatever a child learns by observing the parents. So if no relationship is perfect, if their relationship is imperfect and it's constantly going in the child's mind, it becomes a part of him or her.
That's true.
So while I was working on myself, I actually worked on my this aspect wherein I also observed what kind of relationship my parents shared. What are the goods of it? What are the bads of it? What I want to carry on with and what I want to let go. I am almost at a place where I would say that I have this intuitive feeling that, okay, it's just around the corner. The relationship is just here. But I've really worked on myself. I really have. People don't work on themselves. They say, okay, because we are living in a world where money is, even if we say कि पैसा जरूरी नहीं है, पैसा घमंड, whatever conditioning we have कि तुम्हारे को घमंड आएगा अगर पैसा ज्यादा होगा, but actually we are talking about money a lot. And that's exactly why relationships are losing their spark, not just romantic relationships, other relationships also, because we are
True.
not talking about relationships enough.
Absolutely agree with you on this, Sukriti. Absolutely. In fact, this whole hustle thing, whole running after the dreams, chasing the dreams, doing everything, doing so much, like this has become like a status symbol that, oh, I did so much today. So
Yeah.
that status symbol, we are creating for ourselves, forgetting that, yeah, everything is good and balanced. Like, I have to, just the way you said, I have to sit with myself and ask myself, how happy am I feeling sharing my day with my kids and with my husband? And like this is some things that I miss even now. Like I'm in my beginning of 40s, but the kind of relationship we had in our 20s, like because my boyfriend and then we got married and all that. So what happened was I sometimes miss those days. कि यार कितना मजा आता था. We would go on a bike, for 1 hour, 2 hour. It used to be so nice. I miss those days. So I tell him, I really want to recreate all that because I miss that sometimes. अभी तो ये राशन और घर का ये और घर का वो, इसके अलावा हमारी कोई बात ही नहीं होती. तो I consciously sometimes in the middle of my work, I pick up my phone and I send I love you to my husband. उसके बाद एक्सपेक्टेशन भी होती कि वहां से भी आए. बट देन आई हैड टू स्टॉप माय सेल्फ. इट्स ओके, यू मस्ट बी बिजी.
But
Mostly
just
he
the fact that
responds.
you have taken your phone and,
Yes.
wrote that made you feel loved already.
Yes.
I mean, आप कभी भी कोई चीज आपने अगर consciously वो चीज की, because you're feeling love for that person, right? And these are the things that Indian families don't teach, that, tomorrow when you will have a partner, do this. We don't talk about it. But
No, absolutely
families
not. Yes.
talk about when it comes to marriage. They will sit and they will have everything. Okay, now you are a son, you are a daughter. Okay, we should take all the checks, all
Hmm.
the boxes. Okay, this person is right for you or not. The thing is that every individual knows what is right and what is wrong, be it
Yeah.
your own kid also. You just have to talk, you just have to create good energy around it.
Absolutely.
And I am telling you, it's very, very important to balance things within households also. You can't always talk about money, you can't always talk about career growth. You have to sit and observe each other, talk to each other. What do you like, what happened in the day? You have to, be it your kids, be it kids with your parents. And it cannot be one way. It cannot be that kids are always, I share a very personal example. So growing up, I didn't see that we are sitting and we are talking, like my father asking me how was your day, or my mother asking my father how was your day. Maybe he was telling her how was his day, but when these basic conversations we didn't experience. And that's exactly why we don't know each other. So after I started working on myself, I started observing. And when you are living under one roof, every person has triggers. You cannot work on all the triggers by yourself. Sometimes you will get triggered also, no matter how much work you are putting in, right? So I started realizing. So there was this one birthday of my brother, and I know he likes cars, right? I bought him a cake. I got a cake for him. It was a surprise cake. I never did it for him before, but I got that cake, and there was this car on it. Now that cake was expensive according to him. Okay. But just the fact that I got it with the car. The car was a toy, right? He has kept that car. And there was a time when there was a set of kids. जब हम पूजा करते हैं, नवरात्रि की पूजा करते हैं, there were set of kids and few of them saw that car. They touched it. My brother, who is 30 plus, he took the car and he kept it aside. He did not even give it to those kids who are just 10 or 7, 8 years old. I mean, the cake is not that important. That car, which is probably for 100, 200, 500 rupees, he kept it close to him. So by observing him, I got to know that he likes this. And triggers also for a person, if you want to help the person heal or become a better version for you, you have to observe the trigger. If you're if, for example, I don't like abuse. Somebody around me if abuses, my friends, my colleagues, I just step back. I don't like it. Because what happens is unconsciously my inner dialogue starts becoming the same thing. And then I have to tell myself, what is your language? Right? Now, if somebody knows that's my trigger and continuously doing it in front of me, that means they are not helping me become a better version of me. And that can only happen when you observe. And to observe, you have to stop. You have to take a step back. You have to pause.
So
So
true.
I think money has been given a lot of importance. Equal importance. I'm not saying more importance should be given to relationships, but equal importance should be given to relationships also.
Considering that there have been so many studies saying that at the end of the life, the people who were the happiest were the ones who had the best relationships in the journey, right?
Yes.
So, of course, beautiful advices have come, beautiful explanations have come, very, very heartfelt conversation we are having, Sukriti. And I think this can happen only with a person like you. So,
That's so sweet
Sukriti,
of you to say that.
so you're on a mission. I can see that you want to redefine how success comes with ease, flow, and magnetism. So, what does success look like to you in your own journey? And what do you want to create as a legacy in this world?
For me, success is peace. If I'm at peace, I'm successful. I know money, relationship, career, health. It's an extension of me. It's not me. So for me, success is peace. And the second question was,
Second is that where do you see, what do you see giving to this world as a legacy of your own journey?
as a legacy, I think I want to be an embodiment of what I teach so that even when I'm not around in my physical form, people don't forget me. They still remember me. And that's the kind of legacy I want, you know, uh,
Amazing.
leave. And whatever I teach, I preach, it changes life even when I'm not in my physical form.
Amazing. That's divine. That's beautiful. And I think this is a beautiful dream so many people have. It's just that are we as connected as Sukriti? Are we as aligned as her? Yes, that's a question we need to ask ourselves.
Yeah.
So, Sukriti, on this note, a short, fun, rapid fire round with you. Are you ready?
Yes, I hope.
Okay. One book that changed your life, apart from your own.
One book that changed my Rich as Fuck.
Rich
By
as?
Rich as Fuck by Amanda Francis.
Okay, amazing. If manifestation was a movie character, who would it be?
Shah Rukh Khan.
First thing you manifested that made you go, wow, this really works.
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
First thing you manifested that made you feel, wow, yes, this works. Manifestation works.
Yeah, the example that I gave you that I was sitting at my home on my couch and I received a call from PDC Network. That
Amazing. Yes. One manifestation myth you want everyone to throw in dustbin forever.
that you are a channel for every experience. Nothing is good, nothing is bad. Whatever meaning you give to experiences, it becomes that.
One thing you are currently manifesting for yourself.
Marriage.
Yes. Okay, a dream podcast guest you would love to have a conversation with.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh my God, you are a Shah Rukh Khan fan. I can see that.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's not that I'm a diehard fan, but in recent years, I've started observing him more, and I just see my reflection in him. So if I sit across him, I'm not going to be like, oh, Shah Rukh Khan, because I'm going to sit like, oh, I'm Sukriti Reddy. Nice to meet you. So I'm that person. I don't get influenced.
I can
I
see
am
that.
my friends.
I
I
can
want
see
him to
that.
look at me and be like, oh my God, it's such a pleasure meeting you. I want to be that person.
Amazing. I can see that the way you're carrying yourself, your confidence, the way you are grounded in what you're preaching, it really speaks a lot about you. Okay, one last question. If you had a billboard in Times Square, what one line would it say?
An ordinary girl who made herself extraordinary.
Amazing. With your manifestation magic, quantum magnetism method.
I
Okay.
hope so. I really intend that, the world gets to know this side of manifestation as well. And, every person is a coach in himself or herself. Everything we can do for ourselves. You don't have to beg, you just have to work on yourself. That's it. And I really
I
hope that
love
I
it. I
achieve
love it. I
it.
love it, Sukriti. Your conviction, you being the embodiment of what you're doing, your courage, and of course being firm. Like, yes, like that's the way it is. That is why in the first week of launching, not just you manifested 5 people, you also closed them. Why? Because no matter how many scale scripts you give to people are going to be sold on your energy and your conviction. Okay, and that is what I completely believe in. So that's what I can see in you, Sukriti. Beautiful work you are doing. I really hope and I wish and I pray that you come across millions of people and you touch their lives and you make massive transformations in their journey so that they can also be that embodiment of peace, love, everything that you want to bring out in the world. So thank you so much, Sukriti, for being Sukriti. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
God
you so
bless
much.
you.
Thank you.